Right. So, hello everyone. We want to welcome you all back to the Fireweed Inn-terview. As you know, I'm your host Soren, and we have a guest co-host today. Please welcome ToXen to the halftime crew.
Hello.
So this
Nice
is our. Sorry.
No, just nice to be here.
This is our show within a show, and we appreciate you all joining us. So today we'll be continuing our new interview segment, but before we do, we'd like to give a shout out to some talented artists. So, as you may have already noticed, we have some beautiful artwork hanging in our tavern, courtesy of Puckwudgie and Soft Brambles. You will also notice the many legendary memes created by our amazing viewers like Aiko, Boop the Raccoon, and Mr. Minnie Mopsy. If you are an artist and you create fan art or a legendary meme, we would love to see it. Alright, so if you visit our gaming related Discord, you can post your artwork in the community art channel and your top tier memes in the Memes Are Us channel. And for those not using Discord, you can totally share your artwork with us by tagging us on Twitter and TikTok. For formatting purposes, landscape orientation is preferred, but it is not required. And if you do share your fabulous art, it may be featured in a future episode of Gaming Related hanging here in our tavern. So now we're going to move on to our new segment. So in the past, we've been answering some D&D related questions with our expert knowledge, of course. But today we're going to be continuing on our new series. So for our halftime show in the coming weeks, I'll be interviewing a lovely member of our cast and crew. And before we get started, a quick reminder to those hanging out with us for the halftime show, you are more than welcome to send in questions for our guests to answer using your channel points. But please be respectful and keep in mind that your question may be refunded if it goes against our community guidelines, or if the guest does not feel comfortable answering your question. So today we have one of our writers and our current cast member, ToXen. Welcome to the halftime show. How do you feel?
You know, I'm feeling good, and wow, that was quite the intro. Good job.
Yeah.
Props to you.
All right, are you ready to jump into some of these questions?
You know, I a little bit. I'm ready. I'm here. Let's do this.
You a little nervous?
Always, but I live in a state of anxiety, so we're good.
You know what? We're gonna make it through together. It's gonna be all right. So, as usual, we're going to start with a more simple question. What is your favorite food at the moment? Doesn't have to be of all time, but like right now.
I actually do have a favorite food of all time.
Ooh.
So, my parents, specifically my dad, owns a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And he makes this clam chowder. And I know lots of people are like, clam chowder. It's amazing. It's phenomenal. I don't know how to describe it. It's one of the best things I ever eat in my life, and I ask for it on my birthday every year whenever I go to my parents' place. So
that's incredible. Is there a recipe, or is this a secret recipe?
It's a secret recipe.
Oh man.
I would share, but it kind of changes and morphs each year.
Oh, okay. So you're saying when I come visit, I should Oh,
100%.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
If you can visit, you will have a gourmet meal every day, every meal of said day.
You know what? All right, sorry, I'm packing up. I'm not going to be there next week, guys. I'm going to go over to ToXen's. I'm going to go eat some food.
Well, you'll still be here. You'll just sit, be behind my shoulder, judging my every move during the show.
I wouldn't judge you. No, I judge everyone. So
yeah,
if you say that you don't judge people, I'm sorry, you're lying. It's true.
Yeah.
But I will. I'm gonna take you up on that. I'm gonna visit your neck of the woods, and I'm gonna be like, hey, bro, about that clam chowder.
Yeah, 100%. And as for the other meals, I'm gonna make Monk do those.
There you go.
He lives pretty close to me. He doesn't know.
Heck yeah.
He doesn't know what I signed him up for, but it's his job now.
All right. Totally valid.
Yeah.
So, for the second question, we're going to take a deep dive into your guilty conscience. Okay?
All right.
What is something you got away with as a kid and never told your parents about?
This is going to sound pretty stupid, but it is 100% true and accurate. I probably once a week would sneak out of my house about 4 a.m. And I would, because, okay, let me say this. I loved hanging out with my friends. They were never, most of them weren't really able to hang out, and so
Mhm.
we would be like, let's just hang out while everybody's asleep. While everybody's asleep. So I was like, all right, cool. Let's just do it at like what 2-3 a.m. And
Mhm.
so I would leave my house once a week about 3-4 a.m. Ride my bike to their place, and we would just hang out until the morning.
Oh my gosh. You know
I
what?
was I was in
Oh,
like elementary school, and I was riding. I was going literally several cities away.
several cities away in
Yeah, just like
elementary school at
yeah,
4 in the
in
morning?
at like 4 in the morning, and then I would come back at like 6 or 7, and of course all the doors were locked. Um, and one time, I don't know why, I don't know how it happened, but somebody locked my window after I left, and so I had to shimmy up to the second story and sneak in through an upper window.
My god.
I know
Wow.
it's stupid. Like nothing bad ever happened. Like
And they
wasn't out
never
doing drugs or anything. I was just playing video games.
and they never found out.
No, no.
That's
I guess
that's
they do now.
impressive. Well, yes, now it is on the internet, so,
Yeah.
you know, hey, ToXen's parents, this is
Hi,
something
mom.
that you now know. Um,
I'm sorry.
so we did have a question come in from
Yeah, sure.
Ransom Pig. So we heard a few times that you helped build out this world. What part of this world did you build out, and where did you draw your inspiration from?
Ooh. I actually did a fair number of the project, a fair portion of it. Um, I did the Grave Rose Timberland, the Fate Kingdom. I actually wrote Tabis
Mhm.
and her pantheon. Um, but seeing as Tabis is the biggest portion of the story, I'll talk about her inspiration for a second. A big inspiration for her was actually Brandon Sanderson. I don't know if anybody reads his books. He's my favorite author, um, and he explores a theme in many of his books about um, basically what would happen if God died and was split into different aspects of themselves, right?
Mhm.
So like one aspect of God would be, for example, preservation. Another
Mhm.
aspect, honor, and things like that. And so I thought about on a much narrower scale, and also at the same time broader, because we were working with 5 pillars, and so I couldn't
Mhm.
go quite as wide. I said, well, let's break out what makes up a world. And so we talked about creation, and then I brought up entropy, and then that's how entropy was made.
That is so cool. And you
Yeah.
just kind of have based that, you know, the pillars on that, that author, and like kind of like
Hmm.
that idea of a god being divided into like what they are.
Yeah. Yeah, and
That is
I
so
don't
cool.
know how much we're going to explore with Tavis. Maybe after the
Mhm.
campaign's over, I'll share some of the background. I don't know if how much they changed after I became a player, because they kicked me
Mhm.
out of the writing group, so I don't know what or how much
Oh,
they changed.
gotcha. You're not on the inn
But
anymore.
I'm not on the Inn anymore, and so
Darn.
maybe after the campaign's over, I'll share some of my other thoughts and things that I had going on with that character.
Heck yeah. That
Yeah,
would I would love to hear more insight on that, especially after the season has concluded, and
yeah.
just be able to explore that. And maybe that could possibly be an entire stream in and of itself, just kind of talking
Oh,
about
that would
the
be so fun.
right. That would be incredible. I
That
will
would be
definitely
so
talk to
fun.
Monk about that.
Yeah,
Um, so we have a couple more questions for you.
sure.
In this season, you play Hamish, a dwarf
Hmm.
ranger. What was your inspiration behind this character?
So, I think there was once where we talked about it, maybe in session 1 or 2. I don't remember, but uh, anybody who's ever played D&D, and I think most people watching the stream do,
Hmm.
um, um, your characters are always a little aspect of yourself. And I wanted to play a character that basically had not all of my flaws, but a lot of them. I wanted Hamish to start out as somebody that was a little prideful, a little arrogant, thought he was cooler than he was, but was quickly beaten down and had to come back from depression, anxiety, and just had to work through that throughout the story. A little socially awkward, a little afraid of water. I'm actually terrified of the ocean. I really
like in
don't
real
like
life?
it. In real life, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And the reason for the Rangers, I've never played a Ranger before. But in real life, I do like to go hunting, and I actually do a fair bit of it. And so I was like, I've never played a Ranger. I wouldn't mind playing a Ranger, and I want to go into this hunter aspect of me. Let's do it.
Heck yeah. I think that's really cool how you like took those aspects of yourself and you kind of just put it into your character, and it just it makes it feel like more authentic, Yeah. And things that you talk about are more real.
I think I mean, tooting my own horn here, I agree, but it's true for everybody, right? Everybody has aspects of themselves. Everybody's exploring these different character traits that they have. I just felt like wanting, almost in a therapeutic way, wanting to work through some being okay with being a hero, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Just D&D can be like a really comfortable space to kind of, I don't know, process things in a way, in a safe environment where you're having fun. And I think that's a super healthy way to just like process thoughts that are going on inside your head. And I'm happy that this is doing that for you.
Total side note, that part of the character was inspired. So I actually have a degree in psychology, and just not to pursue that. But one of the things we were exploring when I was doing research and stuff was actually D&D psychology and therapy, where people were role played how they wanted to be in real life. So there's actually a lot of cool things about D&D and a lot of help it can give to people.
Heck yeah, I 100% agree.
Yeah,
it is a great thing. So
go
ahead.
I just noticed we got another question from Ransom Pig.
Another question from Pig. Ooh, yes, we did. If PvP was enabled in this campaign, who would Hamish be most likely to fight? Ooh, that's a good one.
Probably Robin.
Robin?
like Camille is way too much of a wingman. He's been there way too many times. Mercy is far too kind. Hamish is still holding on to the hope that one day Savvy might want to be friends with him, and he doesn't want to ruin that. But Robin,
friends.
Hey, you got to start somewhere. but Robin, yeah, I could shoot Robin.
You could shoot Robin.
for all the fake snowballs he's throwing at me, he deserves it.
Amazing. He definitely deserves it.
Oh,
no,
100%.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Robin. I love you.
She's kidding, sort of.
Sort of. So, it's really crazy to think that we're already on episode 17 of Gaming Related, right?
Yeah.
Like, way back on episode 1, we learned that you have run in 5 to 6 marathons. Like, that's incredible. And your first was when you were just 14 years old, right?
Uh-huh.
So what motivated you to become like a marathon athlete?
Actually, most of my family runs marathons.
That is so cool.
So I think in total our family has about 20 people that have ran marathons.
Oh my gosh.
And I was kind of towards the tail end of that. So by the time I got involved, it was less of an achievement and more of just a thing you did.
Just kind of like a generational thing, just keeps on going.
Yeah, like
Did you guys ever... Oh, sorry.
all the guys in the family and some of the aunts. My mom never did it. My sisters, actually, both my sisters have run marathons now. So
Wow.
I guess just my mom. But yeah, there's a fair number of marathon runners, and it was basically just a big family reunion when that time came around. It was kind of weird.
That's wild. You guys would run them together, or?
Uh-huh.
That is so awesome. I mean, you just kind of have... Did you guys stay close, or did you kind of split up, or?
Nah, when running a marathon, you have to run at your own pace.
Mhm.
Because if you try to, it sounds weird, but if you try to slow down, you can hurt yourself. And if you try to speed up,
Gotcha.
you can hurt yourself. So you really do have to run at your pace, at what you're comfortable with. So we would meet up before the marathon started, we'd hang out. And then after the marathon was over, like we'd go to lunch and then go back to my grandma's place and relax and and just flop on the couches and not move for a while.
I mean, yeah, after a marathon, what else are you gonna do? I mean,
Yeah,
you gotta
100%.
rest. What is one of the most memorable moments from one of your marathons?
That's a dang good question. Okay, memorable for the shock factor of it. First
Okay.
marathon, super cold. It was at the start of October, and I ran past my uncle, and I saw firsthand the after effects of nipple chafing. Yep.
Ooh.
He had literal streams of blood running down,
Ouch.
and it was horrific.
Oh my
was-
goodness.
It was terrifying.
I have a new fear now. Anyway.
Yeah. Sorry. Wait, no, fantasy nipples. Yeah.
Right, fantasy nipples, of course. Of course.
It's that's what he means by censored.
Right, of course. But of course.
So
So-
that was horrifying.
Well, yeah, I'd imagine it would be. I mean, but you kept going,
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to stop just because my uncle's having a bad time.
I mean, as you shouldn't.
Yeah.
So we're going to end on a fun one. If you could bring any mythical creature to life, which would it be and why?
I would really love to see a dragon. I mean, who wouldn't want to love? Who wouldn't
Right.
want a dragon?
I mean,
But is that the one I would want to bring to life? Yeah, I really want to see a freaking dragon. That's what
Yeah.
I'd bring. That's what I bring to life.
hell yeah.
Yeah,
Like, how big would this dragon be?
ancient.
Ancient.
Yeah,
Like,
it would be ginormous.
Oh my gosh.
It would be a massive freaking dragon, and it would either be red or gold, and his name would be Steve.
Steve. Please welcome the ancient one, Steve.
100%.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Of course, he'd have like some real awesome dragon name, but nobody could pronounce it, so we call him Steve.
Right. The ancient one whose name shall not be pronounced in this realm, also known as Steve. I love that. I love that so much. I want to meet Steve. I feel
I
like
want you
I'd
to
be
meet
enlightened.
Steve.
Yeah. I feel like
he's a,
everybody needs to
he's a
meet
really chill guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a chill guy.
Oh yeah. So I would ask you some questions, but it looks like we are pretty over time.
We are very over time. I did get approval by Mug to go over, so
Oh, okay.
I did go over a little bit, but we are going to start wrapping things up. So thank you all so much for hanging out with us in the Fireweed Inn and Tavern. We want to take a quick moment to recognize those who popped in chat so far today and the followers gained so far in our 17th episode of Gaming Related. So please forgive me if I mispronounce your name. I'm going to try my best to get them right. So first up, we have Boop the Raccoon, Ash. Thank you guys both for the subs. We have Puckwudgie, Dark Wabbit, Fat Gator Gaming. Sorry, Rihanna. Sorry, Raina. Mr. Mini Mopsy, Dark Raven TTV, Fortune272, Miss ToXen, and the cast and crew. Lightning Hikaru, thank you for the sub as well. Those of you returning, welcome back, and to those of you new to Gaming Related, welcome. We are so happy to have you all here. And before we direct your attention back to Monk and the lead cast, don't forget to check out our social media platforms on TikTok, YouTube, Discord, and Twitter for clips, announcements, and other fun content. Thank you all for joining ToXen and I for our 17th intermission show. Thank you so much, ToXen, for joining as co-host for today's show. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course. We hope to see you next Wednesday at the same time, and without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy the second half of Gaming Related.